Hi, I'm Lindsay, and this is Strip Bare episode 1. Today I'll be talking to Craig, the owner of Zenchill, which I'm really excited about. Me and Craig connected through cold water therapy, and I am so happy to be a part of it, promoting his business and trying to help wherever I can. Hi, Craig.
Hi, delighted to be here.
Hiya. I know, I'm so made up. Episode 1.
Yeah,
Few teething problems. Here we go.
exciting time, Shane.
So before we go into about the business, where did your journey start with the cold plunges?
Around the year 2020, I think it was kind of DIY stuff. I done it with the bath in the house and paddling, pull out the back door.
I've seen so many people do that.
I just had to improvise. I didn't even know at that time you could get the cold pods and things. I didn't even know they existed at that time.
So what made you start doing it then?
It was the breathwork originally originated it. I was really struggling with anxiety, so started meditating and stuff, and it led me to finding Wim Hof's method, and I watched a YouTube thing on him, and it just led for there really. But it was the breathwork that really originated it all. That's where it's stimulated from.
Yeah, Wim Hof is where I started. My brother told me about his breathing, and I was like just really intrigued by it, because I'll try anything, especially if I think it'll better like how I feel. So I tried that. And did you do the way does like, is it 30 breaths and then 30 deep breaths in and out and then you hold your breath?
Yeah,
You breathe out, don't you? Then hold.
yeah,
It can go on forever. Like,
yeah,
I was thinking, there's no way I'm going to hold my breath for 2 minutes, but you literally go into this weird zone
yeah,
where I remember just hearing like very low noises around me, and then thinking, wow, I've actually gone over 2 minutes here. I didn't think I'd be able to do that.
yeah. I recently set my record. It was like 3 minutes 58, and I couldn't believe I'd held my breath that long.
That is good.
Yeah.
Do you think that's meditating then? Because I've been in that zen, that complete zone where you're so relaxed, but I'm always thinking, is that meditating? Because you're like
I think
somewhere else, aren't you?
it enhances meditation because you concentrate mostly on your breath. I think they're two separate things, I think, but for me it enhances. It lets me get deeper if I'm doing the breath
Yeah.
rather than just sitting trying to not think about my
I found that breathing is so beneficial. Like, I've done it before bed sometimes, when you can't switch off
hmm
and your brain's just thinking about a million other things. I just feel so relaxed after it. I can just go to sleep. But then it has a different effect in the day. Like, you just feel really energized and focused. I
Yeah,
find that really strange, but that's just how it works for me.
I like doing it first thing in the morning if I'm doing it.
How does it make you feel when you do it then after you've done it?
After I'm done it, just really relaxed and just kind of sets me up for the day, especially if I'm woke up
Yeah.
and maybe kind of foggy headed and kind of clears the head out and starts the day. And
I don't drink anymore, but I did find with a hangover, it actually got rid of my hangover.
yeah,
I don't know if you ever tried that when you drank.
no, not for a long time. Maybe momentarily it would, but no, I think it would come back for me.
No, honestly, it used to work for me. Obviously, I recommend the not drinking. It's a lot easier
Yeah,
than having the hangover. But honestly, it worked for me with the hangover. It's like a miracle. So that's when you started. So it started with Wim Hof, breathing, meditating,
yeah, yeah.
cold plunges in the swimming pool, a paddling pool in the garden.
Until, yeah.
What was the reason for going into this business?
I came to a kind of point in my life where I didn't want to work for somebody else anymore, and I wanted to try my own, but I really didn't know what to do. So during that period of my life, that was two things that really helped me come through a really difficult period. And I just had a kind of aha moment one night, and it just twigged in my mind. This is what I could do because it's also helping other people rather than just me. So that's it kind of stemmed from.
Yeah.
It's kind of grew arms and legs for there, to be honest.
Was it a manifestation moment?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah. It was just.
I think that's another thing that I just find, I don't know how it works. I bought a book on manifestation and I thought, no, how does that even work? And then I feel like I've said this in my intro, that you become more able to trust yourself to go and get the things that you've always wanted. I think that's what I did anyway. It was like, right, I'm not just going to think about it. I'm going to go and do it. And massively worked for me. So many things that on my vision board I've done now. There's obviously more to get, but
Yeah. Some of them happen quickly and some of them happen over a period of time. It's quite strange, isn't it, when the things that you think about just appear suddenly.
Yeah, I think it just gives you that confidence to say, why am I not doing it? What's stopping me?
Yeah, I agree with
So going back then, starting with the cold water therapy, what was your reason for starting it?
I was going through a really difficult period in my life where I was having to try and get sober because alcohol had totally diminished my life at the time. I actually sat at the end of my bed one night praying for help for God. It had gotten that bad, and he came through and did help me. But around about that time, when I got sober, I started having a kind of spiritual awakening. Didn't know what was going on. It was very strange. But obviously now, looking back, I know what's happened. But I came across the breathwork to help with anxiety because I was really, really struggling with it, especially because I was going off the alcohol and things. It just led through there. I came across a video on YouTube of Wim Hof, and I got really intrigued with it. It just grew arms and legs for there as well, and get more and more into it.
That helped you with your anxiety, depression. Is that gone now? Do you think this has completely helped you just completely turn your life around?
No, I'm not going to sit here and kid on that I don't have days where I don't feel down, but I've got the tools to fight against it now. That's the difference. That's what I mean.
That's what's so important, isn't it? It's knowing that them tools are there and there are things that can help. And is that the kind of thing you want to get across to people? Because you've got Zen Spot, haven't you?
Yeah, that's ultimately the goal, is to help people that was in the situation that I was in. Have an online platform where you can come on anytime and get things off your chest or ask for help how to get started. And I'll always be there. I'll be a message away as soon as I can get to it. Or even if you want, you can phone me through Facebook or my phone or whatever. That's the goal with it.
So on the community page, Zen Spot, isn't it?
Yeah, Zenspot, yeah.
So that's on Facebook currently.
Yeah.
Are there other people on there that give advice? Because I know there's someone who does the breathing, and is there different people that you're going to have joined together to help with all aspects?
Yeah, well, obviously it started off just as myself, because it's only been going, 6 months now. But I've now got a certified breathwork instructor to help anybody that would like to start the breaths and knows all sorts of methods. And I can take you to tutorials to show you Wim Hof's method and how I changed, but this guy can really come in and show you all sorts of methods for maybe quick releases for anxiety or something to practice over a length of time. So massive achievement getting somebody like that to agree to help me. So I was very proud of that moment, getting him in.
That's amazing. And will you have access to things that are downloadable for people? Or I know you posted something recently, for anyone suffering with depression. What was that?
That was an ebook, which a 60-day challenge. The first 30 days is for people that's not tried cold water therapy to start with the showers and start the breath, and then move on to that and cold plunge, but whatever mean you want to do it. If it's one of my plunges or it's out the back door in a paddling pool that I did at 60 days, you should hopefully be starting to feel a bit better, and let's see where you are at that stage.
That's good, because some people might feel a certain way, they don't actually want to communicate with anyone just yet. So to be able to just take something from that and try it on their own, you might find that people start coming to you going, I've tried this and I can't believe the difference. Has anyone tried it yet?
I don't know if anybody's actually tried the challenge. I've had people that have started on their journeys through connecting through social media. I have got people started on their ice baths, and people that maybe didn't just do the showers, they just went to that. And there is people started with the breath work, but I don't know if anybody's actually come back and said they started off the ebook. But really, that's just there to be a tool for them. If they want to use it, it's there.
Yeah.
And the support is there as well.
It will help someone, like say, if it just helps one person, then it's done its job. So I think that's amazing.
As the community grows, we're going to release more stuff, like tools and ebooks and whatever as we go along. And maybe eventually the dream is, if it really takes off, we could have like group cold dips and things, but obviously that's a wee bit away yet. It's still early days, but that's eventually the dream to maybe have meetups and things. It's still quite new, the community, it's still finding its feet, but I'm hoping that eventually it'll take off. And really, I
Yeah.
want it to be a safe place for people to get stuff off their chest and be able to ask for the support if they want to start. I'm not claiming to have all the answers, but I'll certainly help you get started and we can see how you feel after that.
What would you say your biggest motivation behind the business is? What's that one thing that motivates you most to succeed?
I sat, I think it was either before I started doing my challenge or during the start of it with my mentor, and we spoke one night and he said to me about the goals, and I said the first goal is, or this goal will make me think I've achieved anything I want to achieve anyway. If I can get somebody into that community that's feeling the way I did when I was in the dumps, and it makes a change in their life, and it maybe saves them from doing something, do you know what I mean, that it's a devastating effect, I've already won. Obviously it's a business that I need to make a living out of, like we all do. We all live in a system that we all play a game in, but ultimately that's the goal, to help people. Even if it's only one person, well, so be it. But
Would you say it's like all this, like the breathing, the cold water therapy, like saved you?
it certainly played a massive part. You need to do it yourself as well, obviously. You need to want to get better, but yeah, it gave me the resources, the tools as such to, especially with anxiety, it played a massive part in that.
I don't really suffer badly with anxiety, but I think like most people, I do have it in some aspects. And I found that it massively helps. I don't know what it is, but when I do my cold dips, I just feel so clear and like nothing, like you can tackle anything that day. As soon as I get out that water, I just feel like this lease of energy where, right, I can do anything now.
And
No one's stopping me.
there's a moment when you get in there after the first minute and your mind quietens down and you don't think any thoughts, you're just in there surviving, and it's very, very blissful, that moment when everything's just quiet.
How long do you go in there for?
3 to 5 minutes. I see people on some of the other pages and they want to show off how long they go, but
No, and I've heard that you shouldn't really go too long anyway. Like you're still going to get the same benefits from 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
yeah, between 3 and 5 minutes. You need to watch what you're doing as well. See if the wind's up and it's really cold.
Yeah.
Once I overdone it a wee bit and you feel it, so you need to be careful as well.
I know that when I've done like the wild swimming and stuff, from what I've read, is when you start feeling like you're warm and you feel, oh, I could do this all day now, I'm warmed up. That's time to get out, because actually your body's feeling like it's warm, but you're still very, very, very cold.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's time to get out. I know that people have done that in the cold, in like the lakes and stuff that I've been to, the rivers, and they've swam and been like, oh, I feel fine now, and swam for 20 minutes, got out, and they've been shaking, they've had really serious effects.
That's something I'm wary of. I don't want to tell people to push themselves. I want to help them use the tools as a method for help. There is other places out there that it's maybe a good thing that you can say you can build yourself up to be able to set record times and all that, but that's not what my message is.
It's not the aim, no, I get that. And I think I do 3 to 5 minutes depending on the weather, or I'll always do a minimum of 3, and that works perfect.
Yeah.
But I think even though it's 3 minutes, that 3 minutes can feel like so long, but in a nice way. Like you feel like your brain switched off for such a long time.
Yeah, 3 minutes.
And like you get out and feel like you've had some really great quality time with your brain.
Yeah, I think because you're in there surviving a bit as well. 3 minutes for me is bang on what you need to do.
How many days have you done your ice baths straight now in a row?
180 days.
And I've seen that you're doing it for a charity. It's dementia, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Dementia UK, yeah.
So what's the story with this charity then?
So the challenge originated as a 30-day challenge, and it was for young lives versus cancer. And that only started with, I seen an advert for it. I was bringing Zenchill online at the time, and I thought it was a good thing for band exposure and it will help young children with cancer, so it was a no-brainer. But it got to in the middle of the 30-day challenge, my grandpa fell and broke his hip. And then, was it day 30? I was going out to a waterfall that day to finish it off, because I hadn't been in any open water doing it. And he'd actually been in for an operation that day and his heart stopped. So I had to go away to this waterfall and I didn't know whether my papa was alive or not. And it was a roller coaster of emotions. But I decided that day I was going to keep going. My papa survived, but later passed on 2 months later. But he'd been looking after my gran, who's got dementia, and she had to get into care because of this. So it got to about day 40 and I had a talk with my mentor, Ryan. He's been a massive help to me, and he encouraged me to keep doing it for charity, because it got to a point of saying, I don't want to just do this for myself for social media, I want to do this and keep raising money for other people. So it came to a decision that Dementia UK would be the most fitting for me personally to push me on to keep going to do that full year. So it's letting me pay back and make peace with what's happened. So
how many days are you going for?
365, a full year.
Yeah,
I'm not going to continue on after that. That'll be me. I've done that. The easy bits going in and the cold punches. It's I have to go away, edit the videos every day and put them onto social media.
Time consuming.
I'm going to continue on doing it every day, but I'm not going to be putting a video up every day.
How much have you raised so far for the dementia charity then?
The dementia charity I've raised $390, and for Young Lives versus Cancer we raised $535, so we're just under £900 in total. Yeah.
Like, it must feel good that.
Yeah, it was really pleasing to see that. When I first done it, I thought I wasn't sure whether MD would donate or not, so they've been just under nearly £1,000 already. It's amazing. Very, very appreciative of the people that's donated. It's been great.
Just to change the subject, I've stopped drinking alcohol. I think, I don't know how many days now. I know it was January the 8th when I stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Were your reasons for stopping because of the anxiety and how you were feeling? Was that why you stopped drinking?
Part of it, but it was more than that. I got into a stage in my life where I could no longer be that person, and I had to change, and that was it. There was no if, buts, or maybes. It had got into a stage that was that bad that things had to change, so I was destroying my life.
It's so easy for alcohol to take over your life, though, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I wasn't a big drinker, it would still be in my mind constantly. Like, I can't wait to have a drink, to have that chill. It's like I couldn't find another way to switch off and relax, but then it never gave me any benefits. It always made me feel anxious, always made me feel just unhappy, really. And even if it was only at weekends, I'd feel unhappy all week, and the next time I drink, I'd feel happy. I thought that was my escape, but actually that was the reason for me not feeling happy.
Yeah, it's a catch-22, isn't it? You think you're getting a release, but you're actually tormenting yourself much further in the days that lead after it. It's a vicious cycle.
So how long have you not drank alcohol for now then?
At the moment, a year. Since 2020, I've had a couple of relapses, but for any length of time, maybe one night here and there, but I've not drank in about a year now.
A whole year. That'll be my aim. I've got an all-inclusive holiday coming up, and the weird thing is, I honestly can say now I know I won't drink. I feel like something just clicks, and I've never thought that I would just never drink again. I just didn't think it would ever happen for me.
I couldn't at one time when I was younger. I imagined a life without it, but I can't imagine a life with it now, to be honest.
That's the same as me, but it's scary, isn't it, that alcohol's even that much of a big presence in our lives? Like, why? It's like one time, like you said, you couldn't imagine not having alcohol in your life. Same as me, and mine wasn't regular or every day, but I still could never imagine it being taken away. That in itself gave me anxiety at one point, like, oh, well, how will I relax? Whereas it's amazing what you can do without alcohol.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but it was no longer for me because it made my life turmoil. So,
but the people I have on my Instagram now and who I follow and who follow me that no longer drink, and it's amazing how connecting with people that think the same now, it lifts you up so much, and you think, do you know what? I'm not missing out on anything. There's so many people that have finally seen how they can live without these things and actually are benefiting so much from it. And it does make me feel better seeing so many people doing the same and on the same journey.
Yeah, it's it's been one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life, to be honest. It's not easy either, but because it's, especially in Scotland, it's a very big thing in the society here. You have people that probably will fall out your life when you decide to stop as well, but it's just part of
Have you found that? Have you lost friends or anything or anyone from stopping drinking?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's people that probably that were part of my life that aren't now because of it, but it's just, that's what it is.
See, that's what I find. Like, people find it so shocking that you might not, that you would never drink again.
Mhm.
That's the world we live in. Like, I found people actually more judgmental of not drinking
Yeah.
than they are of you going out and getting drunk every weekend. Like, that's more socially acceptable to drink. Luckily, I'm at a point in my life I don't have a big circle anyway, because I've I've grown up, and my children and my husband are really my little circle now.
hmm
And I don't have people around me who don't enhance me or make me feel good. If I still had people in my life that I had in my life 10 years ago, they'd be dropping like flies right now.
Yeah.
But I've already lost them all anyway, because I've chose me and my family over and over again. And I think you do have to think about yourself. It's not selfish. You have to start thinking about what will make you happy, and what doesn't make you happy needs to go.
Yeah, it comes a point in your life where you make these decisions, and if you don't, sometimes your life could go the wrong way. So,
What would you say your biggest achievement in your life is?
well, that's easier. That's my son.
I knew you were going to say that.
That's it.
And I love it.
It's a no-brainer. But alcohol, quite an alcohol is close behind it. But yeah, every single thing that I do is for him. This is for him as well. Yeah. So, and hopefully it'll turn out to be successful, and I can leave him something behind. So that's ultimately what it's all about, isn't it? Just
Yeah.
looking after your children and leaving them something when you're no longer here as well, isn't it?
It's weird how you think when you've got children. It's like you're always thinking of them in every scenario, and how will they be supported.
Yeah, it's a worry every day. You never stop worrying about them. I remember my gran said to me the day he was born, "That's it. You'll never stop worrying for the rest of your life now." She was right.
It's true. You are just living with the worry, and wanting them to be safe and like secure. But all you can do is try your hardest to give them that,
Yeah, that's it.
and
Yeah.
and you're smashing it. You are smashing it, and I'm really, really excited for you. I'm excited for the business. I'm excited to be a little tiny part. And when's your launch?
The ice bath is launching very soon. It's on the 6th of May, so it's exciting times.
That is exciting.
Got some pre-orders in, so
Yeah.
very appreciative to have you on board as well. It's taken me aback, the amount of people that supported me and interested in it. It's quite strange, but it's very pleasing as well.
Yeah, I think like sometimes you find it like when you're not expecting it, the people that do want to help, and sometimes it's not the people that you would expect or the people that are closest to you that are on
Yeah,
the same journey that understand.
yeah. There's not a lot. Not everybody, understands the cold water or breathwork either. I found that as well. So just
That's
that.
very, very true. I try and explain it to people, and they go, "Oh no, the cold," and it's like completely different. Like, do you know what I really struggled with? The cold showers. Like, from going to a warm shower and switching it to cold, I struggle with that so much more than
hmm
getting myself straight into an ice bath.
Well, the problem with cold showers is you can get out of them quite easily. Whereas
So
if
you
you
just your brain.
once you're in the cold water, you're in. But when you go in the cold shower, the fight seems to kick in, and you
Yeah. I
yeah,
found that cold showers just weren't for me. Like, but the ice baths every day. I don't even have a hesitation going in. I don't even have that. I know that some people do, and some people still have the great benefits, but some people still have the hesitation, which is quite normal. But I just don't. I'm like, right, I need to get in there. And I've heard some people say that doing it every day can then affect the benefits because your body's getting used to it. But then Wim Hof and everything else I've read says do it 3 times a day. You do it when you need to do it.
it's certainly worked for me doing it every day.
In fact, have you ever stopped? Obviously not recently because you've been doing it for the charity. But before that, did you ever stop for a period of time, like a couple of days, and notice the difference?
Yeah, what I do notice with see, because the Scottish weather's terrible and it changes all the time.
Yeah.
See if there's a day like it's maybe like sunny a couple of days in a row and then it's really cold, I really feel it that next cold day. But before, maybe, yeah, you probably wouldn't notice it with prolonged times in between it, but it's been a long time to I've had that, so I can't really remember that well.
Yeah, I know that I've stopped sometimes if I'm feeling a bit sensitive in the month or whatever, and I've stopped. And like I can really feel the difference. I just
Mm.
feel not even more anxious, but just not as happy or focused or motivated. That's a big one. I don't feel
Yeah,
as motivated, and I feel more sluggish, and my brain switches to I need to get in that bath, and then you get in it, and it's an instant like I don't what's the word lift.
yeah. But one of the things as well is if you push past that bit, first thing in the morning, if you go out and you do something you don't really truly want to do it, and you've already set yourself up by doing the hardest thing you possibly could before you've even started the day, it's
Yeah.
it sets a mindset, doesn't it, as well?
Yeah, and when people say to me, "I can't believe you've started your day by doing that," and it's like, if you honestly did it once, you'd understand why. Like it's for me,
Hmm.
it's a no brainer. I do that, and my day is I'm set for the day.
Yeah, yeah.
So beneficial, and I love that you've got the community page as well because that's just obviously it links, but it's you wanting to help people personally, and they've got that personal level with you. They can actually contact you directly, whether and if they don't want to, they've still got the tools there, access to different things that will help.
Yeah, the community is the main drive behind it. The other
Yeah,
stuff is just the vehicle and the tools required for the journey. But the community was where the passion is for. It's not truly taken off yet, but as time goes on and more members come in, and
it's a long game, isn't it? Like it's not going to happen overnight.
yeah, I think there's just under 220 members so far. I intentionally made it a private community so that people feel safe posting things. They think they can get judged or anything in there. It's safe space.
That's so important because especially when people are suffering with anxiety, that you do feel judged and you feel like
Yeah.
you can't talk about it. So for you to have this community and have been through something that a lot of people are going through, that already diminishes a lot of judgment, which is really
Mm-hmm.
important for anyone. If you could just sum up the benefits of cold water therapy, what would you say to someone that
Personally, for me, it's been giving me the tool to help with my anxiety. That's the main benefit for me. There is other scientific benefits like thermogenesis and all that, but I'm not going to sit here and kid on that I'm a scientist that can rattle it all off. I know about them and I could tell you about them, but I don't know all the ins and outs of how they work.
if anyone ever asks me, I always say that it just makes you feel so clear, like you actually have got no brain fog anymore.
There was a day recently I wasn't having the best of the day, and I never got it done till later. And honestly, see the difference where I'd been feeling before I went in that water to when I come out of the water, it was massive, massive.
Like I said, if I go a couple of days, which is rare, but if I do, I see the difference in me then. My husband started doing it with me, and he's not doing it for a while, but I can notice the difference in how he's feeling, and so can he. Obviously, he's really busy. He works nights. He's got so much going on, so to fit that in is quite difficult anyway. But
Hmm.
like it's changed us both for the better.
Hmm.
It's simple, isn't it? It's cold water therapy. You're getting into cold water. It's something so simple, but it literally changed.
Yeah, and all you need's paddling pool or cold plunge out the back door, and away you go.
Oh, the big bin, the
Aye,
blue
I've
bin.
seen people with the wheelie bins, right?
Yeah, I found it easier. It was icy and really cold.
Hmm.
I was buzzing about that, by the way. I was like, yes, I finally got ice. I can do a video with actual ice in it because I don't always put ice in the back because it stays quite cold. But
Yeah,
when I had actual ice, I found that really easy. I don't know whether it's because I was on a long run of doing it every day that your body does adjust and it does become easier.
definitely does. Yeah.
But when it was cold and there was ice, I just found it amazing, like really like the best I've ever done it.
Yes. See the days where like the first 30 days, there was days that it was frozen. I had to smash it to get into it. The days were the best by a mile. They were the best days.
That's exactly what I found. I thought that was
So, what is your short and long term goals?
my goal. My goal is pretty similar to yours. It's for my children, really, and it's to secure their future.
Right.
The thing for me is my husband works really hard to support what I homeschool my two children. So
Mhm.
well, homeschool, unschool. We don't really school.
Right.
So when I had my daughter, I didn't go back to work. So that was an
Right.
income gone. So he supports us financially, and he always has
Mhm.
done with no complaints. So the goal for me is to do something for myself
Mhm.
that can offer a bit more, because obviously I love being mum, that's the best thing in the world. But if I could offer something financially as well, and a bit more of a security for the children when they're older, and also to show my children that you can be mum, but you
Mhm.
can be successful in other ways as well. Like my daughter's become really interested in what I do. I've started my own business,
Mhm.
and it's in jewelry. I wanted to get something for me and the children, and I thought to myself, I'll just design it myself. That's when I
Yeah.
started manifesting. It's like, what do I want to do? I was like, I want this, and I want to design it myself. So I've done that. And my daughter's become really interested. Like, wow, mummy, I want to do that. I want to be like you. And that for me is like goals. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just to make my children proud and just live our best life. And on my vision board is to buy a camper van and travel around with my children and my husband. So that is a massive goal for me.
I think it sounds good. Yeah. It's funny you say that about your children getting invested in the business. My boy's been wanting to try the ice bath and all that recently.
Oh, love that. Has he been in it yet?
Aye, but he only managed to get into up to his up just the bottom of his belly.
The
Couldn't accept.
waist. It
He
is.
said,
It's a
he said,
shock, isn't it?
he says to me after it, "How do you make that look so easy?"
Oh, but that makes how good is that though? Because that's your business now. When you tell him about it, what does he say?
Well, it goes on the website and looks at it, and I
See,
think I
that's a
made.
proud moment, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It's hopefully one day if he wants, he if it's been successful, he can have it. So that's if he wants it.
But seeing you be successful, like you said, even if it's not making you a millionaire or anything like that, you'd be successful by helping people, and he'll see that as well. And I think that's, like you say,
Yeah,
the goal, isn't
yeah. That's the main goal. Yeah. Obviously, as I said, it's a business at the end of the day. The community and that's free, it's free support. That's ultimately the goal is to get people in there. Yeah, I was going to ask you about your sobriety plan. Are you, what's your goals with that? And do you have any support systems with it? Or?
I stopped drinking in January the 8th, which is my son, my youngest's it was his birthday, his first birthday. And it wasn't because I'd had anything serious happen or it
Mhm,
was just the hold I felt like it had on me. And every time I drank, how bad it made me feel, how anxious, I felt like the worst mum in the world. And it's a depressant, isn't it? So it actually had them effects on me. Some people suffer way less than I did and they
mhm,
can just get on with their lives. But I feel like it just had a hold over me, like a really negative hold. And I thought, why would I keep putting myself through that? And then when I did start drinking, it made me feel better at the time. So I drink more and more and more. Didn't know my limit. I suffered really bad with hangovers. They got worse as I was getting older. I thought, I don't want
mhm,
this. I don't want this for my children. When my children get older and wiser, are they going to see me when I'm getting drunk at a weekend? Are they going to think, like mum's
mhm.
hungover being sick all day? It's just not what I want to my
Yeah,
children to see as the norm either, because it is so normal to drink. So I wanted that to not be the norm in our household. And my husband has been a huge support. He's actually done the same. He stopped drinking.
yeah, that's massive.
Yeah, he's done exactly the same amount of time as me, but in his head he always says he's not stopping for good. He will have a drink.
Mhm,
But then every time he's had it, we've got alcohol in the house. It's all in
mhm,
cupboards. We've not even once any of us decided to go and touch it.
mhm,
And he loves football, and he would always drink beer with football,
mhm.
which is the norm. But he said, I'm gonna have a drink tonight, and he's not. He's got to a stage, I think, where he feels so clear, and he's also chasing his own goals, which is another amazing journey that he's on, that he just hasn't gone back to it. It just shows if you cut something out, like alcohol, even if you don't expect to never go back to it, the benefits of cutting it out completely outweigh drinking it. So my goal is don't want to drink again.
Yeah, that's
And I
amazing. You've got that support there as well. That's worth its weight in gold.
No, I really have, I'm thankful for that every day. I really have got a great with my husband and my children, and my mum, my dad, everyone really. But like having that at home is
Mhm.
massive for me, because I think if he was drinking and stuff, I don't know if I'd have got. I'm excited. I want to go out with people now, and I want them to drink, so I can be like, look, I don't need to drink. Not to rub it in people's faces, but to show that I can not drink even in those situations. I do feel really great about that. I feel really positive, and I feel really empowered. I feel like I'm so in control. Before I didn't feel in control. That's another massive thing. It does make you feel out of control, alcohol, because it controls you.
Yeah, it's a never-ending fight, sobriety. There's no silver lining to it. You constantly need to remind yourself, and you can slip at any point. So it's amazing to have that support system there. How did you find cold water and/or breath work?
Well, it changed my life because I'm here now doing a podcast with you. And I've got my own business. So genuinely, if I can put it into the shortest terms ever, it's that. I had the best life with my children, but that's where it ended, which obviously is still amazing, and I wouldn't change it. If that's all I could ever do is just be mum, I'd still be happy. But to do this and be on this journey and not drink and have more quality time with them and appreciate them more and see them more, I would never ever go back. And the cold water therapy definitely started it all, because that's where it started. The breath work, cold water therapy. And I do think if I cut cold water therapy out now, I could easily go back into the anxious, plodding along person. I do feel like that's something that I would have to keep up with, because it really is like medicine.
Yeah, that's really inspiring how that's like kick-started your journey.
Yeah, it's very similar to you though. It's like the breath work, the Wim Hof, then with the cold water therapy. And then because it changes your life so much, it's like you can't look back. It's like you have to continue, because you know that that's one tool that you'll always benefit from.
Yeah, especially the breath work for me. That's what changed everything. It totally flipped my life upside down. The breath work. I'm not gonna lie, there is days I maybe miss it, but I'll at least do it 3 or 4 times a week. My plan is to get up and do it first thing in the morning, but obviously life gets in the road sometimes.
You should be really proud of yourself though, and like you say, you've got this amazing journey ahead. It's only just a start for you now, and you've got to believe in yourself. I think that's what I've learned from manifesting as well, is if you can't expect everyone else to be the one that's believing in you. You've got to believe in yourself.
Ultimately, you've got to gamble on yourself, haven't you? You've got to believe that you can do it. And this short journey I've had with this it's never stopped amazing me. The people that have come into my life that have supported me massively, that a year ago I didn't know, and it's an amazing journey.
Yeah, it is. And I'm grateful to be on it with you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your journey, and you will help someone, and I'm sure you already have helped people along the way now with your community page. The launch is 6th of May.
6th of May is when the launch of the Ice Bath is. Yeah.
Brand new journey for you.
Very grateful for you asking me to come on. It was quite a profound moment getting asked to share my journey.
Thank you for being part of episode 1 and bearing with me through the teething problems, but we got there and it's been really enjoyable. I've really enjoyed talking to you, Craig, so thank you so much for that.
Thanks, I'll always be the first guest.
Well, look after yourself.
You too, thanks.
I will speak to you very soon. Do not forget 6th of May, Zenchill, the big launch.
Well, more than welcome to join the community as well. It's Zen Spot Cold Water Therapy Healers on Facebook.
Thanks very much, Craig, and thank you everyone for listening.
No problem, thank you.